Welcome to the Mrs. Our Relevant Daily Draft Podcast, sponsored by the Draft Professors. Newt Weston, Owen, Matt. Great to see all of you. Matt, this is your first Draft Professor podcast?
Second.
Oh, yep. You see, and careful, because after you do go two, you're not new anymore.
Yeah, right. That's it.
Yep. So we're going to be doing a draft a team exercise. And what that means is that each of us is going to be snake drafting a starting 11 offense and starting 11 defense from the 2026 draft pool. So we're going to be talking about 88 players, and we're going to have to talk about 88 players at every single position on the field. We're going to use the Draft Professor Simulator to do it. So there's a drafted team here. And this is what? Wednesday. Yeah. So you name the event, tell it how many people, and then enter. And then we'll have Owen. Newt,
what's the draft juice of choice tonight?
So I'm back on the wagon, and I'm just having one, but it's peanut butter milk stout nitro from Left Hand.
Ooh.
Left hand nitro milk stout might be like a top 5 beer of all time for me.
Oh.
And I'm a sucker for peanut butter, so this was like a match made in heaven.
So I love left-handed milk stout. I don't drink anymore, but that was my number one beer of choice.
It is so good. I mean, like, I'm a Guinness fan, and that would probably be stout number 1, but Left Hand is a very close second.
Is this a Midwest thing? Because I've never heard of this ever before.
Left Hand is out of Denver?
Yeah, it's in Lakewood. Something like that. Lakeview, Lakewood. I've been to the brewery.
Are you drinking a mule, or are you just drinking out of a copper mug?
So weeks previous, I was making Scotch mules. Now I ran out of Scotch, and now I'm drinking a proper mule, Moscow mule.
Okay, so the order is going to be Owen, Newt, Jim, Matt, because I didn't modify the draft order. So I have to learn how to use my own simulator. But Owen, you're on the clock for pick number 1.
So I in the pre-show I offered to go first because we were kind of figuring out the order, and I said that, and then thought I don't actually know what I wanted to do with the first overall pick. To be honest with you, I think personally, just because I think the drop off in talent for this position is going to be the greatest, and it's kind of a cop out, especially for one.
It's not a cop out. It makes sense though.
Yeah. Let me go. Fernando Mendoza here.
Yeah. It's you can't blame you for that. I mean, we talked about it last week with the quarterbacks and you're not even a fan of like the consensus number 2. So it's easy to see from that. Jesus Christ. Ryan Sparks just continuing to let embers roll into this. So it is on me right now.
Correct, Newt.
I am going to go on a similar vein. I think that there's a massive drop-off after this player, so I'm going to go with Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame.
Okay, and then this is me. So I am going to go Caleb Downs.
Dang. I knew he wasn't going to last out. I'm actually glad I didn't go 4 now because I wanted to double up Caleb Downs and then someone. And I would have been salty had I picked 4 and then Caleb Downs was gone. So I'm actually glad it worked out this way.
Matt, you're up for 2 picks here.
Yeah, I had to think about it a little bit. Money isn't a factor in this, so Caleb Downs would have been my pick because I think that he's the best player in the draft all around.
Agreed.
And I think that Owen made the right move getting a quarterback. So picking at the end here is a little tough. I don't want to double up at edge, but I'm thinking about it. I'm going to start with David Bailey, who's my top edge rusher in this year's draft. Although, again, I'm considering who to go with for number 2.
You could have waited a while for Owen. Owen thinks he's undraftable, so
he's edge 3 now. By the way, Newt, he is edge 3 now.
That's progress. And then I'm gonna look here. And I don't know. I like David Bailey a lot off the edge, and if I'm gonna run David Bailey out there, I'm gonna run a specific defense, and I think I'll also take Arvell Reese, play a bit of like a hybrid linebacker and edge role. I'm gonna kind of figure out where I want to put him, but I'd say put him at linebacker for now.
No, I
Well,
respect that.
that's why I was kind of off of the David Bailey trains, because like if you're going to draft him, you're going to be like, he's an amazing player, but it's like he's so scheme specific for him to be the
Yeah.
player you want him to be, that it's like I'm not going to have him like Ruben Bain. I think can transcend multiple schemes. Even like T.J. Parker, I think can transcend multiple schemes. Who are the two guys I have ahead of him? I haven't fallen off the T.J. Parker bandwagon. I'm kind of banking on what I've seen in previous years. Most of those Clemson guys, that's how I am. But David Bailey, like, he's a stud, but it's like between the run defending and kind of the frame, like, what is the true defensive scheme that he can play in that's going to be most comfortable? Like, I can maybe like one, maybe two.
I'm really excited to see what Bailey comes in the combine at. I think that for me, that weight, and this is more from a Packers lens than anything, but that weight's gonna be a little telling for me.
Yeah, I like the way that he rushes the passer, and he has such a wide variety of moves. I think he can play hand in the dirt off the edge, but I like he's like Owen said, I think the run defense is going to be a bit of a concern. I kind of had to decide. Ruben Bain was up there. I do think that David Bailey is my top edge rusher in general, but I think if I'm running a straight up even front defense, I would probably lean towards taking Ruben Bain.
Yeah,
but I think
that's fair.
If you're running a multiple defense or you're, indecisive between what defense you're running, I think all around I'd rather have David Bailey, and so that's who I'm going to go. So I got David Bailey and Arvell Reese.
What does David Bailey need to weigh in at the combine for you guys to be like confident he's going to be like a stud?
250.
250.
If he hits that mark, I'm happy.
I think 240 even. I'd probably still be.
I think I'm looking solely through the Packers lens. That's what's going to make me happy. If he hits that 250 mark, I think if he comes in at 240, he's still good. Like he's seen what he did on tape. It's not a question of what can he do. He's been phenomenal with like a 40% true pass win rate over the last 2 seasons. Like you don't have that happen with that amount of consistency. So he is a phenomenal pass rusher, no doubt.
We see guys add weight when they get to the NFL as well. I think that of anybody off the edge, and this isn't even somebody who's been selected or even if he will be selected, but Joshua Josephs is whose weight I'm really concerned about. I kind of want to see him touch 240. If he does, I'm a lot more confident that he can have that juice at that higher weight. But that's just a different outside linebacker, but that's the weight I'm more concerned about.
Respect.
Okay. I took Francis Maui Noah and Newt. You are up.
We're going to go with Vega Ione.
Ooh.
Okay, and Owen, you're up for 2 picks.
All right, I'm going to go with Jordan Tyson. And then I'm also going to take, because I'm doubling up, right? Another position I'm kind of lighter on here. I'm going to go with Kenyon Sadiq at tight end.
Ah, you son of a bitch!
Yep.
Music to my ears.
Oh, man.
Yep. And yeah, so when you're doing these exercises, know the positions that don't have a lot of players. Newt.
I was so happy. I was so happy with where I was at, and I was like, "All right, I'm just gonna keep chipping away." Who did you take? My mind, everything went white. Who did
Jordan
you take?
Tyson and Michael Trick.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go with Carnell Tate then.
I love the Sparks mention in the chat here. Heinrichsen, Robinson. That's a little Naval Academy mention. I love it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ryan, you're not going to see Robinson out of me in an 88-player deep drafted team.
Was he that D tackle you really like that was at the East-West?
Yeah,
he was.
Like
he was
5'11", 290.
I mean, like he plays really well for what it is he is, but like I think there's obviously some size concerns, and the competition that he faced in the AAC wasn't exactly like intimidating.
You like that A&M D tackle that was at East-West.
Yeah, I already forgot his name. I should. Oh, you're talking about Odenim?
Odenim?
Yeah, I really liked him. That is correct.
Hey, I took Monroe Freeling. Matt, you're up for 2 picks.
Okay. I'm going to take Spencer Fonau, offensive tackle. we're watching the offensive tackles fall off the board pretty quick. So I'm gonna throw him in at right tackle. And then I guess I'm gonna stick with continuing to build up front. I'm trying to. Man, I don't want to keep building my defensive line so stacked, especially with how deep the position group is. I'm still going to go defensive tackle. I'll take Peter Woods.
There it is. I respect that one. I think Peter Woods is kind of heads and tails above the rest and definitely worth it.
I agree.
I have a double up planned. I'm just hoping no one snipes it now. We've survived the other double up.
I'm a huge fan of Peter Woods, and I am a Chiefs fan, and that's who I'm really gunning for. If they take him at pick 9, I will be very happy to see him play right next to Chris Jones. But
Newt, I took Lee Hunter. You are up.
Payback's a bitch, Newt. Don't serve it up, please. I need this.
I have 2 players that I want. I'm just trying to figure out how Owen is going to screw me. I'm going to go with Jamad McCoy with my first pick. And then I'll let Owen make me angry, and we'll go forward from there.
Yeah,
See, Jim, this is why I wanted to be on the other end of the spectrum, so it couldn't be like Owen just like screwing me the entire time.
So
you're either before him or after him. It just depends on which way we're turning.
So I'm gonna go with Mansour Delane. That was my first pick.
Okay.
When he went McCoy, I got a little scared there. And I was gonna go something else, but I'm kind of flip flopping because I do have I have some strengths in this class.
Are you trying to figure out how you can snipe my guy?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just gonna go BPA here. I'm gonna go Ruben Bain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Newt. Who's your guy?
We're gonna go Sonny Styles.
Yeah, see, he was sniped one pick. He was going to be my next pick. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody got him before me. I was between him and Peter Woods, but I didn't want to pair the 2 Ohio State linebackers, although that would have been kind of fun.
Oh, dude, that's the way to do it. And no, you didn't. You don't have Downs. That's right. Jim got Downs.
I thought about it though.
Could always go McDonald.
Okay.
I have my fair share of Ohio State guys in the top 10. So
that's true.
So I'm gonna double up at safety. I'm going Dylan Thieneman.
Okay.
Jim ain't playing games with his defensive backfield.
I like this corner class a lot, so I wasn't too worried about pushing for corner, at least as far as us splitting between, as many people as we have.
I think that the corner class, I think that the top 2 guys are the top 2 guys, and then I think it's a really thick group after that.
That's what I mean, like right in the middle there.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Mekhi Lemon because I think he's the best receiver left.
Yeah.
I think there's a pretty big drop off after that. I'll throw him in at my slot. Man, being back to back I got to be on my toes here. I got to stay up front. What do I want to do? My defensive line's built up enough. I probably should move back to the secondary, but I don't know who I want to. Thinking. No, I will take. This might be a feisty one, but I'm going to take Keontae Scott and plug him in at my nickel because I think he's the best nickel in the draft. I think that's one of the most undervalued positions in the league.
Respect.
And I think it's very possible he belongs in the first round with how he played at Miami this year. So I'm happy with that one.
Okay. Okay, I am just going to put some beef in the middle. I'm going Caden McDonald.
Okay. Whoa, Jesus! You have Lee Hunter and Caden McDonald.
Yeah, seriously, Ted.
You are putting
Don't
some
run the
beef in
ball.
the middle.
Don't run the ball.
There's
not run the
some
ball.
beef right down the middle.
My
Yeah,
God.
let me start fixing my offensive line here because somebody's got to block that.
I was like, okay, Jim grabbed a 1 tech. That's cool. Like, you can kind of like start, checking them off. He's like, no, let me grab both of them.
Right down the middle. Yep.
Yeah.
But you
Jeez.
see, that way I can go with lighter edges.
Yeah, that's true.
See?
I should think about that because I got Bailey.
Can I? I'm not sure how he is on there. Can I take Jennings Dunker as my other guard?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think I have him in here as a guard.
That would be phenomenal.
Yep. I have him in here as a guard.
Sweet. I'll do that.
All right. I have one player left that's available. I'm pretty sure he's still on the board. You want to go to hit all for me, Jim? Just make sure. Yeah, okay. One player left on the board that has a blue chip grade for me, and it's going to be Caleb Lomu from Utah.
Ah, dang it.
Had to go with that. And I know that this corner class is good. I have watched all of 6 guys, and none of them have updated grades. So I'm just going to get my other guy out of the way, and I'm going to go with Avion Terrell.
Yeah, I just got sniped because Terrell is where I was going as soon as it came back to me. So
Love the sound of pain in the morning, or I guess at 10 o'clock at night.
I'm gonna go with. I gotta get them while they're here. No, it's not that bad. Man, the Lomu thing killed me. That's twice now.
it's a pretty thin offensive tackle class.
It is,
You get
yeah.
by like the first 4.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with my guy here. I'm gonna give him some love. Pull him early. I'm gonna go with Caleb Tiernan.
I like him too. I have one guy above him, so I'm happy to hear that that's who went off the board. The tackles are not sorted by left tackle and right tackle, right? Because if I have to go and grab myself a blindside tackle, I'm in the depths here.
Correct.
Well,
So-
there's one blindside tackle that's on the board. Didn't have the greatest Senior Bowl week, but I know for sure one up there, if not a couple more.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have no idea what the hell happened to Senior Bowl this year. I didn't keep up with it in the slightest.
Yeah, I watched it, but wasn't too impressed with any. I wasn't too impressed with just about any of them.
There was no Jermaine Johnsons this year that are going to get drafted 11th overall because they killed the Senior Bowl.
Not particularly. I don't think so.
Wait, Jermaine Johnson did he get drafted 11th overall? I thought he got
It was
drafted like
something.
I thought it was
They
like
got drafted
23rd.
late. Yeah, it's like
Was it? I thought it was higher.
No,
Oh.
I wanted my Chiefs to get him at the end of the draft, and then we took Karl Loftus, and I was angry.
You were angry or are still angry?
I was angry,
Okay.
and I'm slightly less angry now. I still wanted Jermaine Johnson. To be fair, I totally whiffed on that draft because I didn't like McDuffie's arms, and I didn't like Karl Loftus' stiffness, and I looked like an idiot. So
Oh,
That's
McDuffie was
okay.
my 5th overall player in that class. But yeah, Jermaine Johnson was
Yeah.
26th overall. I don't know what the hell I was
Okay.
thinking about.
So I took CJ Allen. Matt, you're up twice.
all right, I am going to beef up my interior with one of my favorite players in the draft, who I think fell because of an injury, but I still think is one of the most talented players in the draft, in Connor Liu. And then
Good pick.
I'm gonna go back
I think
to.
he's clearly the best center.
He's easily the best center. I thought that he would have been a first-round pick if it wasn't for the injury, and I don't know why there's really a conversation about him falling out of the top 50, because when he's on the field, he's one of the best offensive linemen in this class. And then I'm also going to give one of my guys that tackle some love, and I'm going to go get big Demetrius Crownover.
Okay.
I love
How
what
low
he
do you have Crownover graded, Matt.
I have him as my 3rd graded tackle. I like him better than Caden Proctor, who I think is like a very similar but carrying too much weight. And the way that Crownover played at the Senior Bowl just like really confirmed what I thought about him on tape. The dude is a fly trap. He just eats people. And I do have a little bit of concern about his arms being on the outside. A lot of times he gets a bit grabby and holdy, but I think that's something they'll work with him on. He's definitely kind of stuck at right tackle, which is why I asked the question beforehand. But
I mean, with 35.5-inch arms, like
There's
he
just
should have,
no-
he should have the freedom to kind of get him wherever he needs to.
yeah, I think he's a day one starter in the NFL. I think he can stay there. I know some people think he's a little more raw, but I've seen a lot from him that I was impressed. And I thought that he was probably the best player on that A&M offensive line, which was pretty good. So,
I took D'Angelo Pons.
okay.
You are up.
I'm gonna go and get my other guy. I'm gonna go Blake Miller as my right tackle.
And Newt, where's Blake Miller graded for you?
Blake Miller is a third round grade. He's number 58 overall on my board.
Really?
Okay, yeah.
It's one of those things where I don't like really any of the guys in front of him. You know, I've got questions about Caden Proctor, and I'm trying to stay true to left and right tackle. That just me personally. So trying to get two guys that pair up well.
The NCAA just denied Chambliss's red shirt again.
Oh, damn it! I gotta watch him now. Oh,
I was waiting on watching him too. There's no way I'm watching him until he gets.
I just got the notification saying they denied it again in court.
All right, I'm out of first round players, I believe. Oh no, there's a tackle that's left, but I'll wait on him.
I think I know who it is.
I think I know who it is too.
Or I lied. I have 2 first round players left. We'll go with one of them here to finish out my edge duo. So we're gonna go with TJ Parker.
Okay.
All right, and then I know I'm pretty deep on D line or D tackles. I don't know if I want to jump to get in that. I like to attack this, especially with positions I don't have a ton of names in, which I've done well to this point.
I feel like the edge class especially is just a thick group of players. Like I respect the grab at the top for like the top guys, but it is just like riddled with talent throughout.
Yeah, I'm ready to wait for my number 2, and I know exactly who I want, but I'm just gonna let it ride, I think.
All right, let's go with another position I'm kind of lighter on, which I'm working through this week though, is gonna be safety. Let's go with Jalen Husky from Maryland.
Oh,
I like the call out.
Yes, go Terps, baby. I love it. That's where I went to school. I spoke on the last podcast that I knew a couple of people in this year's draft that were from Maryland. I never did meet Jalen Husky, but his move to safety this year was huge for him. He looked really good.
And Owen, how high is Husky graded for you right now?
He has a third round grade for me.
Okay. Does any Newt or Matt, do either of you have Husky higher than a third round grade?
I haven't put eyes on him.
I don't. I have early day 3 for Husky, and I guess I said that Crownover was my tackle 3. I do have a top 50 grade on Demetrius Crownover. So,
okay.
But yeah, I have Husky as like a round 4 guy, but
okay. Newt.
Yeah, Husky. I have a ton of guys that I like in the safety class that are more of these thumping, strong safety types, and it was between Husky or Emmanuel McNeil Warren for like trying to get my free safety type player. And I'm just a big Husky guy, so I wanted to give him his flowers.
yeah, I like him. I think the biggest concern that scouts are going to have with him is that he kind of struggled some at corner for Maryland, and that's kind of why he made that move to safety. But at safety, he's looked good.
I'm gonna go with Josiah Trotter out of Missouri. I'm gonna really cap off my linebacker duo.
Who else did you have at linebacker?
Sonny Styles.
Styles.
I ain't playing the games in the moment my defense.
So you're all downhill, no running against you either. Got it. Who's team harder to run against?
You might get 2 yards on me,
Jim.
but that's about it. Jim, you're getting like negative 2 yards on his team downhill.
Yeah, seriously. Outside zone only.
I was saying, I think yours might be harder to run, or might be harder to run against, is because with Jim's, I'm just running sweeps and pitches, and option plays to the outside, just running
Screen
away
pass.
from the key. But you got 2 rangy guys who punch an offensive line in the mouth for fun.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see that.
I don't know how many times I could dial up a slip screen against Jim until Lee Hunter figures it out. But
So I grabbed Derek Moore from Michigan. Matt, you're up for 2 picks.
Oh man, that's your next edge. That was one of the ones I was hoping would slip a little bit. I really like how high you took Derek Moore.
So it's interesting because as we start doing, we're doing a lot of mocks on the channel. He's starting to go higher and higher. There are people grabbing him like between pick 50 and 64 now.
I see it. I mean, he's a top 50 grade for me.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna grab 2 guys that I will almost certainly have on the my guys list at the end of this year. I'm gonna start with Anthony Hill from Texas and finish out my linebackers. Just get another really athletic dude. out there. Just logging him in here. And then I'm going to grab another guy who's definitely going to fall under the my guys. I'm not sure why he's not getting the hype that he deserves, but I'll take Davis Igbinosun from Ohio State.
Mostly because he just punches everyone in the mouth that he meets, or at least
Yeah.
holds on to him for 20 seconds too long.
Hey, the
I heard he
penalties.
had a good Senior Bowl.
Yeah, the
He did.
penalties. The penalties this year were cut in a quarter.
Which
He
is
had-
still not a good number, but they
It's-
were cut down aggressively.
But he is a sticky coverage corner, and I'm gonna be so straight with you. I love corners that are willing to just go get in somebody's face. I like dudes that are gonna get beat and come right back out there and get right back in your face. Like, that is not a guy who I think is gonna get discouraged by anything ever. And I also love the way he plays the run. So that's one of my favorite corners in this draft.
He's got a super short memory, like to your point. He got burned at the Senior Bowl on a one-on-one, and then I think
Same guy,
first thing
Kevin
from
Coleman.
team drills, PBU
Yep.
right away.
Yep,
And-
and it was against the same guy with Coleman.
Yep.
Matt, where do you have him graded?
I think he belongs in the first round. And in this year's draft, I think in the past, I think I would probably have him closer to 50. But I think that in a thin draft like this, I think he belongs in the first round. He has the traits. He's a good run defender. He's really athletic and sticky in coverage. Sometimes he can be a little stiff and sometimes he gets a little grabby. But he has a competitive edge out there that I just love to see from corners. He was one of my favorite guys last year, even with the penalties. So without the penalties this year, and I feel like that was everybody's biggest gripe with him. I think as the penalties dropped, you see that improvement. Also, he's played in so many different defenses. He's played with Golding. He played with Patricia, and now he's playing in the new Ohio State defense. He's played in so many different coverages, and he's been great in all of them.
Okay. I took Casey Concepcion. Newt, you're up.
I was thinking about him right there.
That hurts.
That's a good poll, Jim.
Thank you.
Casey
I
Concepcion
learned
for
from
me.
you guys. So, if I snipe your guy, it's because I learned about him from you, right?
Casey Concepcion for me is such a weird player because my eyes tell me he's really good. It's kind of the opposite of Ty Simpson, where my eyes tell me one thing, but the vibes, I don't know. For me, Concepcion is he's kind of like the Igbuka vibes from last year, where I'm I don't know if I'm super high. Now that ended up being a miss, so maybe I should just trust what I'm my grade and what I'm seeing. But Ty Simpson, everything in my eyes, my experience told me should not be working for a quarterback in the NFL. He does, and then it's but I feel like he could just be a guy. He could just be a dude out there.
Ooh. Ryan says he doesn't have him in the top 100.
Ryan's stirring the pot over here. He's trying to get Bill Sparks in the pot, or in the chat to throw some jabs.
I would have called that crazy about Ryan, but he was also calling that Harold Fannin was tight end 1 last year. So I mean, I can't even really deny him any take at this point. He hit the biggest long shot I thought there was.
That's why I'm here.
And Ryan's here nearly every night. So
Oh God, yeah.
he's fanatic number 1.
I don't know where to go. I'm stuck between 2 positions. I think that I'm gonna go with Emmanuel McNeil Warren out of Toledo.
Ouch. That hurt.
I'll take that as a win.
I got one safety left that I'm excited about. So that's who my next pick is. Nobody go safety.
Well, I was playing it, but maybe not anymore. I'll maybe throw Matt a bone. Let's see. I don't really know where I want to. Can I get a look at just real quick? Look at my team real quick, Jim.
Sure.
And I have just Lone on the O line. I have my edges figured out. To be honest with the edges I've picked, and to be honest with you, the corners and safeties I'm going to pick, I'm going to basically be running the Buffalo Bills' current new defensive scheme where it's a lot more attacking. Parker's going to be my 4-eye. I'll have Bain as my 5-tech, which means I need a nose tackle. And I do love me one of these nose tackles, especially if I'm going to run more of that penetration style. Even though he's not my favorite on the board, graded wise, but I already have my 5-tech available. Let's go with Dominique Orange.
Oh, I thought you were.
I was
gonna
trying
play
to
the
guess, like
high
I'll
school
try to
sweetheart.
highlight and guess. Yeah.
No, the high school sweetheart's gonna have to wait. And now I'm gonna need more of like a versatile edge piece that's gonna be more in that space. Let us go with Cassius Howell.
Okay.
Just really, you and Cassius Howell. Okay, I can get it for the space piece. I'm surprised you took him over your boy.
Oh, I'm coming back around to him unless someone snipes him.
No,
there's so many players that are.
You Barham's in here as an edge.
Oh, I wasn't talking about Barham.
No, so if you wanted to take Barham, this would be your last chance to do it.
Is that a hint, Jim? Is what you were planning on doing?
Well, no, because I was looking and I thought that's what you were going to do, and then I was just going to tell you your defensive line is filled up. So,
oh, I see.
Hey, Barham's also a former Maryland guy, so I'm liking Owen's draft process here, man. You looking for Terps, and I like it.
You're right. Let's so instead of that, if I have to choose between Howell or Barham specifically for this scheme, let's go Barham just because I love him so much.
All right, is it on me?
Yes, it's on you. And Owen, I wasn't going to snipe Barham. I was only teasing you yesterday.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't want to be that guy right now.
I would be.
I game prepped for this. Expecting to not get him.
I am going to go with. I think I'm finally going to take him because he's like he's first round grade. Yeah, first round grade is Keldrick Falk. Yeah, that
was my next pick. That was my next pick. I wanted to put him right next to Ruben Bain, and I would have the 3-run defenders, and then or not Ruben Bain, David Bailey. I get a nice pass rusher and a nice run defender, but
who was the edge you were gonna slam me for taking Howell over Newt? Was it Falk?
No, Messidor.
Yeah, I needed an outside rush linebacker.
When you said it, I understood it. Like after you were like, you need a guy in space, I was like, never mind. That makes sense.
Mesidor, though, love me some Mesidor.
Okay, I'm gonna go Chris Johnson.
Damn it.
All right, I said I had to go safety, so I am going to go safety. I'll take Genesis Smith from Arizona.
It's a good pick.
That's a solid pick.
And how high do you have Smith graded, man?
He is my safety 4. I'm scrolling down. I'm looking right now. I have him in the 2nd round.
Okay.
Safety is one of those positions. That's kind of why I said it in the beginning. Is one of those positions where like the money matters in the draft. Like Dane Brugler wrote about that the other day. Kind of, you don't take one of those guys often in the 1st round just because the money isn't right versus the value. Even if they're, I think Caleb Downs the best player in the draft, but you're not going to take him number 1 overall because it doesn't make sense to pay a safety $24 million with how much their market is in free agency. So. Genesis Smith is my safety 3. So I got Downs, McNeil, Warren, and then Smith.
The Seahawks would argue with you on that one.
Yeah. Hey, no, I had both Starks and Emanwari as 1st rounders last year, so I liked them both.
Well, and I remember there was data that like when Bijan went that high, he came into the league as like the 4th highest paid running back.
Yeah,
he got a
right.
high bonus.
It's the same concept with safety. If you take down too high, you're essentially resetting the safety market with whatever contract you have to give down.
And it's a guy who's never played a snap in the NFL. And as good as I think Caleb Downs is, let me rephrase. As good as I know Caleb Downs is, I would still say that giving a guy who has not played in the NFL that much money at a position where nobody gets that money is a tough sell. Anyway, I got another pick. I need a tight end. I'm going to take Max Clare.
And how high do you have Clare graded?
He is my tight end 2, and I also have a 2nd round guy. Great on him.
Okay.
I wasn't overly impressed with this tight end class when I was going through it in the summer. I haven't gone back to touch on it just because the Bills don't have any need whatsoever for tight ends, so I haven't really touched on it at all.
I'm a Chiefs fan, so I'm in a similar boat. So we'll see if Kelsey comes back, but yeah.
I realize all of our teams don't really need tight ends this year, huh? Because Packers,
right.
I know Kraft is coming off
both
an injury, but like,
Kraft and Musgraves. This is their contract year. So
Yeah.
so have you looked into the tight end class at all, then, Newt?
that's the next group after I finish interior offensive line. It'll be tight end, then wide receiver, and then safety.
I like Kenyon Sadiq as the best guy, but if the Chiefs draft him in the first round, I might have a hemorrhage. I don't know that I will be on the internet for months if that happens. And I like Sam Roush and Max Clare as my next two tight ends behind that, and I like Clare slightly better just as a receiver. So
Nice.
I just remember being a massive Eli Stowers guy coming out of the summer.
he's fun. He's definitely
Jim,
fun.
did you get a chance to go?
I took Akeem Mesidor. New
Okay.
URL.
Nice. I hope Brian's still in the chat because I'm going to take our favorite guy, Mr.
There he goes.
Banks,
Yep.
out of Florida.
What does he got against Banks?
He thinks he sucks.
If I didn't have Bane, I would have went Banks because he's a phenomenal 5-tech.
Yeah.
I also thought about Banks for a little bit there. I was between him or my guy there.
It was one where I was willing to let the defensive line board ride because I think there are a lot of guys that are very close. But
Right.
with Falk and Banks just kind of hanging out there this far in, I was like, I got to snag this.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to look at some of these linebackers because a couple of them did already go. Just to detail what the kind of defense I'm looking at here is. So I'm looking more penetration style front. So I have my nose tackle in orange that I think could be a good, gap shooter at nose. Bain is a solid 5-tech. Barham's going to be my hanger, rush linebacker, and then Parker is in my 4-eye shooting on the inside of that tackle's shoulder. I need some middle linebackers that are going to play downhill, punch you in the mouth. I do love the idea of Trotter at the spot, but you already took him, Newt. He's one of my favorite guys now for the Bills, especially since they made this transition. You made a good prediction there, Jim, because I'm going to go with my guy from Buffalo. Next guy that I think fits that role, punch you in the mouth, middle linebacker, downhill, worry about the run first. We'll have a bunch of guys in the secondary after that. We'll go with Red Murdoch, even though I do think he has gotten a lot better in coverage this past season.
I think he's gotten better. I agree with that.
And Owen, you have one more.
All right. Do I solidify this defense or do I finally take an offensive lineman that's not Caleb Lomu? I'm going to go. How many people have centers right now?
I'm the only one, I think, with the center.
Oh, you
that
took
was-
Lou. That's right. I'm sorry.
That was Lou,
Lou.
right?
Oh, I know who Owen's going to take.
So I'm going to go with my number 2 center here. Do you, Jim? Oh, that's a good pick. I might go off the board. I have ranked ahead of him. I have Brian Parker Jr. or Brian Parker II and Jake Slaughter, but right in that same group, I have 3 interior offensive linemen all graded the same. Like not exact same, but they're all in the cluster. And Matt Gulbin is my guy after that. So let's go with Matt Gulbin. Love me some Matt Gulbin on Michigan State.
So,
Man, you're making it easy to just hang out and wait on center at this point. There's some good ones in the board still.
Right.
Yeah.
so Owen, I believe you are among the people I've seen that are highest on Golden because I believe your grade on him is day 2, right?
Oh yeah, second round.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
want a shit kicker at center that knows what he's doing, maybe isn't the highest athletic, but like is good athletic guy, but smart and can move guys out of their spot and get to that second level and bury some linebackers. Matt Gulbin's your dude.
Yeah,
and-
I felt like he was a bit big for center at times. I felt like he kind of didn't get off the snap as well. I thought that he could be a good guard though, because he is violent, man.
Go ahead. Hey, maybe I'll circle back around and grab a different center, but for me, I think where he can play in the interior regardless of where you put him.
Absolutely. Yeah. 100%.
Is it
Newt,
me?
You are up.
Can you go to defensive line? Yeah, we're doing Kristen Miller.
Oh, you're killing me. It's like the 3rd time in a row I've been sniped.
Matt,
I'm
I'm really actually sad to hear that. I would rather be doing this to Owen, but
He's
it
looking
is a
at
little
my board.
rewarding.
I've danced through the raindrops on dude so far. He's grabbed guys from the position I wanted to go for, just not the specific guy I wanted to yet. So,
Jim, can you pull up
He's
the
missing.
defensive tackles? Can you pull up defensive line real quick?
I went Emmanuel Pregnon, and Matt, you are up.
Yikes. Okay, this got thin quick.
You only need one more.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna wait. I think. I don't think anybody else needs one either.
There's
So
a girl from the other side of the tracks just waiting to be saved.
yeah, I'm gonna.
I don't know, Matt. You keep making that reference. I don't know if
He
Matt
has no
knows
idea
that
what
we
I'm
said
talking
that.
about.
No clue, man.
Well, and that was over my head too, Newt.
Oh,
Daryl
man.
Jackson Jr.
Oh,
I described
I'm
Daryl Jackson Jr. on our podcast. We were covering him because he has so much like raw talent. He had pass rush production 2 seasons ago now. Like he's just a guy that like if I'm willing to take a chance on them, I think I can fix them. It's
So
that
do we-
girl that I think I can fix it.
so is Caden Proctor listed as a tackle?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna even bother with that. Too much projection to move him to guard. I'm just not a fan. I will take. Oh boy, my best remaining guard is going to be Bisontis from Texas A&M. I really like the A&M offensive line.
There it is. I'll say I know
Yeah.
I know Owen likes Basantis a lot.
Yes,
Just
he
keep
is my
stealing from
he's
his
my
board.
top guard.
That's all I need.
He
He
was
is
the
my-
next pick, so yeah.
He is my top guard in the draft. And not my top interior guy because I like Lou a lot, and I just don't think that he's getting the recognition because of the injury. And I'm not in the facility, so I don't know how his injury is progressing. So I'm going to continue to go off his film. My film says that he's really good, and but I do like Basantis. And then wide receiver is what I want to do, and I got 3 guys that I'm looking at, and I'm sure I'm going to get 2 of them. So I am going to take my ex receiver and make it Denzel Boston.
I knew it was not going to pay for me to sit around on him too long. And I don't know also if I could have paired like Tate and Boston together and felt like super strong about that. But I love that.
I don't know if
pick.
this is a hot take, but I feel like Boston's a better Z than he is an X.
Yeah, I think so too. But with the guys that are left, he's going to be probably the best X that is on the board. Because I don't know that there are many X's, like guys that I think I can confidently plug in as a wide receiver 1 on the outside like that.
Jim took Jerry's guy.
I took Cage Casey
Okay.
and Newt is up.
Can you go down? I'm looking at the defense. What positions do I have left on defense? For my team. So I got to get a cornerback. That's fine. A safety.
Corner, safety, slot, and then either a linebacker or edge to put over the right tackle.
Man, I'm gonna have to blitz. my defense is gonna be blitzing.
I want to do something that I'm not going to be able to because of how the positions work out.
Yeah, so this you always have 5 defensive backs.
So this this is what I want. For my flex, we're gonna go with Galde. I really almost just want to put him as my 5th defensive back because I think that in certain schemes he could get away with it, but I'll gladly put him as my flex player and just let him wreak havoc out there doing
What the hell is
Lord-
your defensive scheme?
get after the ball carrier and tackle him.
Yeah,
Figure that in a little bit. I think we're playing a little 3-4 here.
So
Or
it'll
three-
look like
three,
a
3 nickel?
3-3-5.
It'd be
It's
like
gonna look a
3-3 nickel. We're good.
Yep.
I've basically started to create Steve Spagnuolo's defense, and I'm kind of liking it. David Bailey's a little thin, but
I'm gonna go with the guy that I still have a 1st-round grade on that's on the board right now and fits my position. I have a left tackle. Let's go with a right tackle here. Not Caden Proctor.
Is
We're
it?
gonna
Can
go
I
with
take
the
a
other-
guess? Can I take a
Go
guess?
ahead.
Is it Barber?
Sure.
Is it who?
Barber?
No, it's
Yeah.
not Barber.
Okay.
Ian Shore.
It's the other massive tackle in Isaiah World from Oregon.
Oh.
Ooh. I heard he's going to come in smaller than what he's listed.
Even
What
if he
do you-
does, he
what do you have him
plays
listed
like
at?
planted.
He's listed at 6'8" online.
Oh, he's
and
He's verified 6'5".
yeah, I was about to
6'1".
say, I'm like very confident he's going to come in shorter than that.
Yeah, 6'5 and a quarter, 321.
Yeah.
34.5-inch arms from spring.
Yeah.
I still think he's even if he is that, he looks like a monster and plays like a monster. If he's just 6'5", 320, that gives me even more. It actually helps me out a bit because I do think that his biggest question mark was, can he get to that level of athleticism? And if he's already at that size, I do think there might be some potential that he can grow more as an athlete in space. So give me a guy who has all that power and that base. Yeah.
So this is
World isn't my guy.
Times 2.
Oh, right. I go again. I'm sorry. I was confused about what he said times 2. I'm like, what happened? I probably should grab another interior guy because I have running back, wide receiver, 2 other interior offensive linemen, my slot, another safety. Safety, I have 2 guys to fit the same spot. Not too worried about that. I do have another linebacker spot. I can go for another inside linebacker. That's interesting. There's one guy that I'm debating for. I don't know how he fits if he fits really well in my scheme, but I think I'm going to take this because I have so much other beef around him. Let's go with linebacker Aiden Fisher from Indiana.
There it is. Love the
best
respect.
coverage linebacker in this draft class, and you can fight me on that.
And Owen, you've been talking about Fisher since the summer.
Yes,
right?
I loved him when we watched
podcast.
him. I gave him a third-round grade out of the summer from his 2024 tape, and he hasn't dropped or moved up since. Maybe moved up a little bit.
We didn't get a chance to talk about it. I think you were in Boston, but and I know you're standing by Fisher's, best cover linebacker. Where do you put Torrin York in that conversation?
Number 2. It goes Fisher, York, Golday.
Okay. No, I respect that. It's on me, right?
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Can you go to the safeties? Yeah, we're gonna go AJ Halsey.
Damn it.
So there was in the Draft Professor group chat about where people have Halsey. So Anthony Russo has him high enough to take it 33 to the Jets. How high do you have him, Newt?
I have not graded Halsey myself. This is more on what I've consumed on him. I know that McNeil Warren is going to be a little bit of my strong safety where he's able to kind of be that presence, and Halsey's a little bit rangier. And I've heard good things, and I've liked what I've seen in broadcast. So I don't think this is a bad safety class by any means, but I think that Halsey is, from everything that I've heard, a player that's definitely worth getting in your top 5 safeties.
Okay.
You want to talk about run and get the ball carrier. That's Halsey's game.
I took Jalen Kilgore as my slot.
That's a damn good slot pick right there, Jim.
Yeah, that's my slot too. I went with Keontae Scott because I like him a lot, but Jalen Kilgore was my number 1 before this season.
That is a good slot pick.
He's really good. Sorry, I'll let you go.
No, you go for it. You finish your thought.
I was going to say that the Halsey will flatten guys across the middle. Will lay the hammer if you were trying to catch the ball across the middle. There's a couple of safeties that I like in this year's draft and a couple that I have a fair share of questions about, but Halsey's a very good player.
No, I was going to say I was watching Cisse, and I could not stop just being in awe at everything I saw from Kilgore. And I was not a guy that liked Kilgore over the summer. I was really, really low on him. But, man, the way that he played, and once again, I wasn't watching him. I was watching Cisse, but it was just every play Kilgore just coming up and just making a big hit or having a pass break up. And it was just damn, this dude is impacting the game like crazy.
Over the summer, Kilgore may have been my best call because I wrote that I got so sick of seeing him listed at safety because he has no range to play over the top like that. And the best football he played was in the slot. And this year they really plugged him into the slot and he looked a lot better.
You gotta put him in he cannot be a true rangy safety. That's not his game.
Yeah. Let's see. I have another safety spot. I have another corner receiver. Got a couple of them. Let's see here. Kilgore's gone. I already got my slot. Pons is gone.
I need this
Let's
to
see
work
it.
out for me. Matt,
yeah,
I
I'm
know I
look-
screwed you a lot, but don't do it right here, all right, man?
I'm looking at my corners here, and I am going to. Has Keith Abney been grabbed?
He's
No.
here.
I'm taking Keith Abney.
Inline speed skating champion himself.
That's one of the favorite fun facts of this draft class.
It is the coolest thing. Like when I'd heard it. It's not like I stumbled upon this, but when I found KeithAbney.com and it was all about his speed skating career, I was like, this is the greatest thing in the world. The fact that he still has it up after like 8 years.
So, Owen, you're a little bit younger than me, but when you were in high school, did you guys have roller skating parties?
We did, yes. It was probably more middle school, elementary school,
Yeah.
but yeah, we did do that.
Okay. I wasn't sure if like that had passed this generation by or not, but
I don't know that I've ever been roller skating a day in my life, but it's possible. And then I'm gonna finish beefing up my offensive line and give a little love to my guy. I'm gonna get bulky and take Anez Cooper from Miami. Was a
Really?
huge part of their run game behind Mark Fletcher. That dude is a mauler.
I respect the pick. I think there's definitely guys I like better, but for what you wanted, I think that's going to be one of the top guys to be able to get at this point.
Straight up run blocking. He's one of the top 5 guards in this draft. That dude will flatten people out.
I think.
Okay. I am
Am I safe
taking
here?
Kyle Lewis of
You
Pittsburgh.
son of a bitch, Jim.
I like that call. What do
I
you,
like
you
him
have?
too.
You have Kyle Lewis in as a linebacker, correct?
I have him in as a linebacker, but
Okay.
this is I like that I have Kilgore and Lewis. Right.
I have him
because-
as a safety.
Yeah. Like I'm liking that with the size that I have in the middle. I need some guys around them that can move.
Yeah, I like
That was who I was banking on having for my slot pick there.
That's I was thinking he would have been my backup slot pick because I'm actually going to go with my slot pick. Hold on, I don't want to. Can you go to the cornerbacks? Or go to safeties. I'm sorry, I think he's in there as a safety. Yeah, Kamari Ramsey.
Yeah. That's my next safety up. You take out Lewis, you take out Smith, and he was my next guy.
I would have had Ramsey above Lewis, but it would have been like 1-2.
Yeah, I think Ramsey's probably a better straight up safety, but Lewis plays better in the box, in my opinion. I mean, he's also just a linebacker, so he's listed as a linebacker, so a little more experience with that.
All right. I think my slot is safe now since all of them have kind of gone off the board. People have kind of filled their roles, so I'm going to wait on him now. Let's go Michael Taft for safety.
Hey,
You guys
I
strong
love that
safety.
call.
yeah,
I would.
little Texas love.
I like how my safety board fell, but like I wouldn't have been upset if I had to like get Taft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Owen's been talking about Taft since the summer. I remember the first time Owen podcasted on him, and now every draft professor knew Owen liked Taft. So
Yeah, I mean, I got Husky, who's like that rangy free safety, has a ton of ball skills, is going to make plays in the back end. And now I have Taft. I'm going to be running a lot of cover 3, cover 1. He's going to be ranging down, being kind of that robber, really smart in the lower zone areas. And I'm going to ask him to kind of be the leader of my defense, especially when it comes. Maybe even, there's some defenses now that are going green dot in the safety. I think he's a guy that could potentially be that level of IQ when it comes to playing in that back end. So I do really like that. And I think I'm going to go wide receiver next just because I need to add players there because I know everyone's still kind of waiting on them. I'm between 2 players, and you've highlighted one of them there, Elijah Surratt. I'm looking for, I have Jordan Tyson. He's kind of like an X-ish type receiver. All 3 receivers I'm really looking at are more X-type players. I thought it was going to be an easier decision. I'm not so sure at this point. I think, I'm going to go with this player because I do like his releases a lot, and I do think that with getting him will put Tyson as a Z and allow him to move around more of that formation, and Jim has highlighted him there. Let's go Ted Hurst from Georgia State.
Yeah.
So just as an FYI, like if you're talking about a player and you haven't said his name and I highlight him, I learned that from you guys. So like that's me paying attention to how you guys like introduce the players. So that's me patting my own self on the back.
I got a ton of size and a ton of athleticism in my outside receivers now.
Yeah, and by the way, you sniped him for me because that was going to be my next pick. So
Love to hear it.
Is it on me or
yes, it is, Newt.
Let's go Ty Simpson here.
You said Ty
We've been
Simpson.
neglecting quarterback. I'm just gonna sit back and wait, man.
I mean, I was willing to sit back and wait, but it's like, all right. Well, at this point, I think that I haven't addressed tight end yet, but I'll gladly hang out a little bit longer on that. And I'll go with Simpson. So
You just made this way more fun for me because I knew who your next quarterback would be after Ty Simpson after doing the quarterback episode last week.
yeah, it was. If Ty Simpson was gone, I was gonna wait until the end. Like it didn't matter at that point. Yeah,
That's exactly what I planned on doing.
So I'm super curious to see what Jim and Matt go because there was Matt. I don't know if you saw the podcast last week that we did at the same time at night. We all had a different QB, like 2/3. Like mine was 2 technically, but like we all had a third guy that was like after you got past the 2 notable names at the top, like who our favorite one was. It was all a different guy that had a down season this year. So I know Newt's is Klubnik, and that's going to be off the board now because he's not going Klubnik with Ty Simpson. But I'm curious to see what your guys' picks are.
Mine will not be Klubnik.
that's acceptable. Most people is not Klubnik.
So I took Michael Trigg, put him in my slot.
Ooh,
And Matt, you're up for 2 picks.
hands galore. I am gonna get a big block eating run stuffer, and like you guys said, I'm gonna take Daryl Jackson Jr.
Oh, okay.
I can fix her.
Yeah, I mean, really, if all he does in there is get double teamed and eat blocks, I'm pretty content with Peter Woods and David Bailey going 1-on-1. And I need another edge, another receiver, another safety.
Your edges are full. You're
My
going to
edges-
want a safety.
Oh, it's Arvell Reese is listed as an edge. I got you.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah. So you need.
So let me get a bigger linebacker here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna go with this pick. First, let me get to my linebackers because we're off my top 50 big board. I want football players who play football, so I'm gonna take Jacob Rodriguez.
Yeah, he had to
There you go.
Okay. And then this is me. Is my defense done? My defense is done. Okay. Offense. Brian Parker Jr., welcome to the team.
That makes my center pick the very last pick of the draft.
Well, I might take him as my guard. You don't know because Golden can also play guard. We can.
There's no way you're
instill
taking
that.
my next center as your guard. Either of my next 2 centers.
Parker Brailsford, come on down.
That is Newt's guy. If you follow him
I
on
like
Twitter, it's his
Parker,
guy.
yeah.
Parker Brailsford, come on down. 290 playing right guard. I love
Oh man, can you imagine?
Well, I would just in that situation, I put Golden at guard and just stick Brailsford at center.
it. Yeah.
Is it on me?
Yes, it is.
Can you please go? God, how is Zion Young still there? Did everyone fill up their edge board?
Easily, Newt.
That-
Easily.
Oh, that breaks my heart.
There's a couple guys like that, man, that are so talented in some off the field stuff, and I'm just not in the interview room. And I do like Zion Young, but I got Arvell Reese and David Bailey, so
Yeah,
unfortunately,
no, I get it. I'm guilty of it too.
But so we've taken 8 edges, right? So there's
Yeah.
4 of us picking. We've taken 8 edges. Not everybody has Zion Young in the top 8.
I understand
don't.
what you're saying, Jim, but it breaks my heart still.
Mhm.
Matt, where do you have Zion Young in your edge board?
I intentionally separate outside linebackers and defensive ends because I kind of think that the scheme is a little bit different. And I have Zion Young as defensive end 7.
Okay, if you were to put them, do you have like a numerical grading scale at all?
Yeah, if I were to put them together, he's probably 9.
Okay, so I have him as edge 14.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I have him a little bit lower at defensive end. I have him behind a couple of dudes who we haven't talked about yet, and one of which I was gonna. I guess I can't talk about him now because everybody's taking their edge. But I was gonna take Ndame Tucker as my guy from
That's a fun
Western
call.
Michigan, who I love that dude. Since I've only done one podcast here, but if you've listened to me, you know I love him. But So I missed on him. But yeah, only a couple guys I like more. And Ndame Tucker and Malachi Lawrence are my two like smaller school dudes who I think are just slightly above. But
All right. It is on me, right?
Yes, new. Yeah. Tight end, wide receiver, center, offensive flex, corner.
Oh, I still have a corner. That's fine.
I don't think anybody else has corners available.
Yeah, I'll say
Like, I have a slot player, but I'll tell you right now, he's not a corner.
I have a safety.
we are gonna go with Joe Royer for tight end.
Ooh, I like him. Not quite that much, but I do like him.
I was a fan of his over the summer. I haven't done a
Yeah.
safety or a tight end rewatch. I was a fan of his over the summer. I think he's a true, dual threat kind of tight end with block and pass catch. I don't think he excels at either one. And obviously, I haven't rewatched his film this year, but I think he's a really nice, firm player in terms of like, hey, get a guy in there that you can rely on.
Just a straight up tight end.
So there's another position like Newt was saying with his tight ends I have not revisited yet, besides one, which was already taken. So we're gonna start with that running back. We're gonna go Jonah Coleman. Go my UW guy.
Weird, the Washington guy going to Owen.
That's who I wanted. That's my
And then
guy.
we're gonna go with my offensive flex. This is gonna be more my power slot gimmick touch type player. I have Hurst and I have Tyson. I got some true receivers, so we're gonna go with Chris Bell
Okay,
for my slot gimmick touch player.
That's fine.
You just burnt me with 2 picks. Those were my next 2 picks. I'm not kidding. Like
Matt,
straight up in line.
Bell was gonna be my next pick, man.
Ugh.
Hey!
And I would say I have to
Debo
fill my
Samuel
wide
Light.
receiver. I don't know that he would have gotten to Matt. So that was pretty
Debo
good
Samuel
there.
Light.
It's a new.
I love Chris Bell, man. That kid is so talented.
Man, I think I just want to go massive for my team.
Another.
Let's see here. I'm not going small players. Absolutely not.
Chris Bell's another dude who was hurt by those injuries, man. Another guy like Lou, who I think was a first-round player, but was hurt by the injuries.
Yeah. It was an ACL, right?
Yep, both of them. I'm not in the medicals, but if I was and they tested out fine,
I mean, you're getting both of them back in like October.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Omar Cooper Jr. here.
you guys
Over
are.
Elijah Surratt.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like Cooper Jr. over Surratt.
I
I think
am-
Surratt just has some athletic limitations that I'm not comfortable with him I think he's going to be an adequate wide receiver, but I think Cooper Jr. is like he's got a chance to be a dude.
So what
I
had
said
to
that
have
not having
been
watched. Go ahead, Matt.
sorry, what had to have been 15 minutes ago, I said that I have 3 receivers that I'm looking at, and those 3 receivers were Denzel Boston, Chris Bell, and Omar Cooper. And I am a very angry man.
To be fair, I haven't watched Omar Cooper Jr. yet. I just also think Elijah Surratt has a superpower when it comes to his chemistry with his quarterback and the back shoulder throws. So
I mean, you got the quarterback.
Yeah.
I could have, but Hey,
he had that some with Curtis Rourke too. He's that is a serious skill that he has.
I'm on the die on the hill of the Bills should take Elijah Surratt at 26 because when Allen and Diggs were at their highest amount of powers is because they could at any point in the game be like, oh, it's 3rd and 7, we need this. Let's just hit a back shoulder to Steph real quick and
Yeah, I remember.
Chance keep going. So Elijah Surratt would be like that guy for me, where it's like, okay, we need 7 yards. All right, cool. Back shoulder to Surratt, we're good. Let's keep moving.
My favorite
Thanks for
thing
talking
during
about Surratt, I just picked him.
There you go.
as a Chiefs fan, my favorite regular season moment during the year was watching us run 1-on-1 against Stephon Diggs with like Rashawn Fenton and watching him get burnt on the back shoulder like 5 times in a row.
Yeah, that ability, if you can get it as elite as Surratt and like a Diggs does, that's what separates you to become like, even though you're not maybe the highest athlete.
You don't got to be
best,
just fast. Yeah.
You're always open. You're never not open.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt, you're up.
I'm up. I'm going to start going with my guys because I just watched 3 of my receivers go off the board. So I'm giving free shout outs. I'm going to take one of my favorite receivers in the draft. I'm going to go with Reggie Virgil from Texas Tech.
Mad respect.
Okay, so this might be the first guy. Is he in?
Oh, there he is.
I've got him.
Draft Professor Simulator
Yeah,
does not disappoint.
I like him a lot. He's on the outside, can play inside a little bit, got a ton of wiggle to him. One of the better route runners in this year's draft. So I was really impressed with him on film. The volume isn't there. They haven't been getting him the ball as much as he should. Came from Miami, Ohio, but just a very talented receiver who, again, I don't think he's a volume X receiver, but I think that he is like the ultimate. Right behind Omar Cooper Jr. is my favorite, like, complement receiver who's going to come in, can play whatever role you need him to play, and he'll succeed at it. And I am going to have to fall to the peer pressure of Ryan in the chat, and I am going to take a Senior Bowl darling. Am I going to do it? How much do I care about?
You're going to answer Ryan in the chat.
This
What
is
did Ryan
tough.
say?
He says,
What's Ryan?
Newt, who was our
Jesus.
Kandra this year? Our guy we hype who is a massive dud.
I don't know. Me and Ryan can't agree on anyone right now.
What happened to Kandra? He was an UDFA
Dude, he
to
was
the Vikings, right?
Carolina as a UDFA, and I don't even know if he made it back to their practice squad. Just broke my heart. Aaron Graves, big guy for me. I'm probably a lot higher on him than everyone else.
I bet
But
you're
you were-
higher on him than you, Newt.
Aaron Graves?
Yeah, probably.
Shut up. Seriously?
He is D tackle number 9 for me. Third round
7. Suck it.
pick. All right.
I have a bigger crush than you do. How dare you question me on that?
I don't
I-
know
I'm-
I don't know that he's in the league because his YKP page is blank.
Yeah, are you talking about Kandra?
Yeah.
Oh no, he's definitely not. If anything, it's a practice squad, but I don't even think he made that.
So I'm throwing out mentions just for the sake of throwing out mentions. I'm considering Bud Clark at safety, but I want to get my rangy guy, who I really like on film. And because I'm not in the interview room, again, I'm not going to comment on any like off the field stuff. But Miles Rouser from Arizona State is one of the more fascinating safety prospects in my eyes. A super rangy, very go get it
Got him.
type of player.
Spell
like-
Miles, please.
Myles.
Got him. Got Jim.
I have him right at the very bottom of my top 100, but as a guy, when I draft defensive backs, I want defensive backs that live for this shit. Like
And
guys
what
that
school,
come,
man?
Arizona State, kids that come from, they play football and you can see it on the tape that like, this is what they do. This is what they want to do. And Miles Rouser's all over the field. When you watch the Arizona State film, go keep an eye out for him because he's in on every play. Again, I think the biggest concern, he was a 4-star prospect who committed to Arkansas. Some off the field stuff came up and he ended up at Campbell for a little bit and then New Mexico State and then Arizona State, but is a very talented player in my opinion. I like him a lot.
Okay. And I'm going with Drew Allar at quarterback.
My guy,
Okay.
Jim. There you
Yeah.
go.
There you
And
go.
You are up.
That
All right,
would have been
this
my
is-
guy next. So
this is where I'm at. I'm gonna run a massive formation. We're just gonna go with Eli Stowers and have a huge slot. If I need any wiggle, I'll just pop Jeremiah Love out to slot and let him run routes up from there. We're just gonna go with a big ass front.
You say that with Blake Miller as one of your tackles?
Yeah, well, they're all about the same size. So Blake Miller's at like 310 now.
yeah,
If he played like he was sub 300 this past season.
Why do you hate Blake Miller?
I have a 4th on him, but like he just has all movement, all athleticism. I didn't see much dog.
I am
Spring
now
verified 314.
I am now
Play it.
sincerely afraid about Keontae Scott trying to jam Eli Stowers, but hopefully Hopefully he's drank like a Monster Energy before the game and is ready to go.
All right. So I have, just to clarify, I have 2 interior offensive linemen still available, and then my slot player, which I don't think my slot player. This is where, like Matt was saying, this is where I start shouting out my guys.
Yep.
At this point in the process, I already know who I'm going to shout out at interior offensive line. I know who my slot's going to be. Let's go with.
This is the last round, like down and back, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to go with one of my guys for interior offensive line that I'm a big fan of that we've kind of forgotten about. Let's go with Wendell Moe Jr. from Tennessee.
Bang!
He went back to school.
He returned though.
Oh, he got so angry he left. He just smashed his computer, threw everything at the wall, and said, "I'm done with this."
Done with Wendell Moe, man. Yeah, man. I wanted him to come out too. That's a stocky 330. Yep. He was on my board right behind Inez Cooper.
No, Newt, what do you think Owen's going to blame the cat when he comes back?
There was like evidence of Mowgli before. He just like cut. I feel like I know who he's going to go with. I don't know if he can't hear this. I bet he goes with JC Davis.
I was thinking.
I can see that.
Okay, so I don't know where he's at, but I don't think it's Cat. I think it's I don't know.
Hey, if you're looking to fit the mold of Wendell Moe Jr., I think JC Davis at 6'4", 335 fits that mold pretty well. 2 more inches, 5 more pounds. So
I know he likes JC. There he is. I was just getting ready to
my camera is going to be a little wonky for a little bit now. So something about
did you throw your computer at the wall?
I did. Well, out of excitement because I got Wendell Moe Jr. on my team.
So Wendell Moe went back to school.
Oh, you can't see, but I'm super disappointed right now. No,
just like that, he's disconnected again.
Now he actually did smash his computer.
So Owen, more than likely, based upon listening to you when you did the podcast, the best guards available: Keelan Rutledge, Josh Thompson, Bo Stevens, JC Davis, Logan Taylor.
Yeah, I think I like a lot of those guys. Oh, I was so happy.
Barnett is also available.
No Micah Morris love either.
I'm not a Micah Morris guy.
Oh, he's big.
Let's go.
Have you watched Caden Barnett, Matt?
I have not. I should.
Monster.
Is he from the Wyoming guy?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I need to go back and watch that. Wyoming film's hard to get your hands on, but I'll do my best.
We'll go Keelan Rutledge just because he's also a dog next to Matt Goldman.
Yeah, I like it.
And then
Owen, one more.
All right, we'll stick with the tier offensive line. We'll talk about my slot at the end there. We'll go with Caden Barnett. I'm a big Caden Barnett fan.
No Armaj Reed Adams? That's weird. I totally thought he was going to be your next player.
Oh, there. So it's funny. So like Owen, I know that you're out on Armaj Reed Adams. There were I'm doing like all these mock drafts with fans of different teams, and analysts that are building boards just like you guys. There's at least 3 or 4 that are taking Reed Adams in round 3.
What?
I wish I was still there. That was a fun time when I liked him.
I was never there.
I wrote about Armaj Reed Adams over the summer, and the first thing that I wrote is that the biggest case of malpractice in college football was the way that Texas A&M used Armaj Reed Adams last year. Not in 2025. It was a little bit better, but I have never seen a man weigh in at what they listed at 345 pounds be a pull blocker so many times in my life. I was so angry watching this big lumbering individual pull into the B gap and try to he just never got there in time. That was so frustrating to me.
Well, for some reason, I thought his movement skills was better, especially in that 2024 film. I was like, oh, he can actually move for a guy who's 330.
And then he just grab onto people and drag them towards him.
Yeah.
And then this year it just showed up like he was so stiff and the movement was not there anymore. And I was like, I don't know what the hell I was seeing.
Well, I was annoyed because Basantis can pull. And I was just like, run the same play to the other side, man. It has to be better than that. That was frustrating to me.
I'm gonna go with one of my guys here, At cornerback, I'm going to go with Julian Neal, the best press man corner in this year's draft class. I will fight anyone on that.
Get your nose dirty. I like Davison Igbinosun a little bit more, but yeah.
Okay,
That's a dude who'll get in your face.
With DJ Rogers from TCU at tight
Also a
end.
good one.
So
like him.
it's interesting. So Matt, when there were a lot of people at Draft Refresher that didn't even have him on the radar, and like when we did scouting reports, some people were even reporting incomplete grades because this is really the only year that he's played. Where do you have him?
I watched him a good bit this year. He came in, I believe, at the Senior Bowl. He came in at 240, so I knocked him down just a little bit. Reliable hands, is a good feel for the game. I don't know that he's the best, like the most athletic guy as far as speed, quickness, the wiggle to him as a route runner. And that's kind of why I was more concerned when I saw that he came in at 240 instead of the 255 or whatever I think he was listed at TCU. So a smaller guy, but reliable, knows how to get open. He knows where the gaps in his zone are. He'll sit down, adjust his route to where he needs to be. You can kind of tell sometimes on TCU's film that he's not running the exact route that he's supposed to do, and is willing to sit down where he needs to be.
Okay, and Matt, you are up. I believe these are your last two picks.
Okay, I need a quarterback and a running back. So once again, I think we're gonna kind of play the my guys game. This is tough, and I don't know that I'm between two guys at quarterback. Does everybody have a quarterback?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and I'm now remembering that Trinidad Chambliss is a possibility, although I have not gotten all the way through him. So I'm gonna tentatively say maybe Trinidad Chambliss, but for fun, I'm between Carson Beck and Taylon Green. Carson Beck's national championship game, especially the last throw, pushed him down my board a little bit. You know that more than half of Carson Beck's losses in college came with him having the ball in his hands and not completing the game-winning drive.
I believe
that's a stat I learned after the national championship game that dropped him down to my QB5. I'm going to gamble on upside. I think that Taylon Green's getting a little bit of hate just because of the whole Anthony Richardson thing. So that's what I'm going to go with for my quarterback with the last one. And I'm also going to do a short running back spiel to say, one, who I would take, and two, who I'm going to take. I have Mike Washington Jr. as the best available running back at the current moment. And I would absolutely love to do a little Arkansas duo here where that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the Arkansas duo with the two of them. They're going to run a bunch of read option, and I'm going to have Anez Cooper and Demetrius Crown over Maul guys on the right side of the offensive line.
Washington was the fastest player at the Shrine Bowl, correct? Or Senior Bowl, correct? Yeah.
Yes, and he is huge. He's 230. So I'm so cool with that. The testing was really good for him. Helped him, to me, jump those two Penn State running backs and slightly above Jadarian Price. But my small school guy that I really, 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 really like, that is also possible. He does need quite a bit of work.
Unhinged in the chat.
To be fair, Ryan, Anthony Richardson was also pretty terrible at playing quarterback. I can fix him. I've got this. And then, I like Mike Washington a lot, so I'm going to put the two of them together, although I'm going to give a shout-out to the next running back on my board, which was Robert Henry Jr. from UTSA, who was unreal at the Shrine Bowl, and his film at UTSA was super fun to watch. I love small school running backs. I will always pound the table for a small school running back. That's my guy.
Nice.
Okay, and then when in doubt and you need a running back, take Jadarian Price. Newt, you're up.
So I need a center. And my center, too, is still on the board. And we are going to go with Jake Slutter out of Florida. For me, that was a pretty easy decision to wait on. I think that all of the guys that were there between even Logan Jones, but Parker Brailsford, Brian Parker II. I think this center class is very thick once you get past. I think Connor Lewis is a step above everyone else. But
Absolutely.
Once you get past him, I think that there's a pretty solid block of options.
All right. I just have a slot player left. And I'm gonna grab a guy that's kind of I guarantee nobody anybody's thinking of. I'm curious to see what people are gonna talk about. So I'm gonna talk him up first, and then I'm gonna have a pick for him. Oh, actually, can I even do that? Oh no, maybe the way I drafted, I can't do it. Can you scroll up a bit, Jim? Oh no.
Did you screw
Damn.
yourself?
I did screw myself. I didn't calculate how I was going to do this. So my original pick was going to be for a slot player.
You can go Harold Perkins Jr.
I was going to go Harold Perkins Jr.
Yeah, I knew you were. There it is.
But I'm going for a corner or safety. Can you go over to the safeties real quick, Jim?
Sometimes you just got to say that corner or football players play football, man. That's what Harold Perkins is.
I think in this
what
draft
he
especially,
needs is a better developer who, like when I build the app, can take a player like Harold Perkins and put him in, because I agree with Owen. We should be able to do it, but that wasn't the way I designed it.
I think
Yeah.
Blame
I
the
think
developer.
almost you could take that additional defensive flex position and you could open it up like you did with the other one, linebacker, cornerback, safety. I think that you could have two of those like that because
Okay.
Galde, but like
Yeah.
Kyle Lewis and Harold Perkins Jr., both those guys especially are like they're slot players. That's what they are. Galde maybe not as much, but Perkins Jr. and Lewis especially.
Yeah, so that throws a wrench in my plans because I was the guy I was waiting on it because I knew that no one was going to take him, especially for like their linebacker spot. He's such a unique player when it comes to like.
I almost did.
He's so odd when it comes to trying to figure out where he's going to play, especially because he's had so many different transitions in his career in college.
Yeah.
I think what I'm going to do here. So this is a player I haven't finished grading him, but I've been watching him. And I know I heard his name a lot in the summer, and I wanted to touch up on him now. And I think he's a player that covers closer to the line of scrimmage. I think he's going to do a lot what I want to do on my slot, especially lower zones, playing physical. And it's going to be a player that's not going to be a guy that's really on the board for a lot of people, but it's going to be Xavier Nwankpa from Iowa.
Ooh.
Really just going to be a physical guy near the line of scrimmage. You know, when you think slot type of player, I'm looking for a player of that mentality.
I like it.
He played
I like
5% of his snaps out of the slot this year.
That's fine. I think his skill set is definitely more considerate to being a slot guy.
No, that's totally fair.
He's got the right defensive coordinator will teach him. I liked Harold Perkins. I thought about taking him over Jacob Rodriguez, but two football players that just play football. I'll take it.
I just love the idea of because your slot player needs to be a guy that not only is athletic enough to cover both man and zone and slot,
right,
but can fill as against the run and be like a guy who comes on like your primary blitzer if you're going to run a corner blitz. And to have Harold Perkins as that player to be able to fill in space against the run, against outside runs, or come in like unblocked or one-on-one with a running back, I'm salivating over the things I can do with him as like my free roam defensive chess piece type player.
For sure.
Okay. So I'll be posting these to Twitter as soon as we close out the podcast.
Mad respect.
Anybody just want to comment on their team or the exercise?
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We talked a lot about like grinding offenses. I think I know not a lot of high end names here, but like the offensive line I built, I'm pretty proud of it. Like that, the fact that I have those guys. I have Matt Galvin next to Keelan Rutledge and Caden Barnett with Caleb Lowe and Isaiah World on the outside, and then Kenyon Sadiq with Joan Coleman at the backfield. We are going to run for 3 yards in a cloud of dust while having Jordan Tyson and Chris Bell and Ted Hurst on the outside.
Yeah, you forgot to mention you also have the only quarterback in this draft. You that guy's gonna just stay clean. It's about a wrap. I'm back here with 6'6", loose cannon Taylon Green. So
you need to run a triple option over there.
yeah, we're running a bunch of read option, and hopefully Inez Cooper is able to just flatline some poor right end. He and double teams with Crownover and Cooper and go to the right over and over again. Maybe every now and then we'll hit a little slot into Mekhi Lemon and just work from there.
You guys just covered 88 players in 90 minutes.
Well,
Like-
we all covered 88 players in 90 minutes. Not just
Right,
us.
but
You were
like,
there too.
there was a good period there where all three of you were commenting on the same player, and that actually, like from a content standpoint, I thought that flowed really well. So, for anybody watching the podcast, we do this once in a while here at Draft Professor. You can do it on the Draft Professor Simulator too. It's definitely designed to do it on a podcast so we can talk about more players. But I appreciate just, Matt, this is the first time you had met Owen and Newt. So, that clicked, and I appreciate all three of you just with the interaction and stuff.
I could talk about the NFL draft with the turtle if I had to, man. I'm all here for it.
Cool. Matt, do you want to let everybody know, like introduce yourself, let them know about all of your other content, and go from there?
Yeah, I write for my own website called Next Up CFB, and I post on Twitter. I make draft boards. I talk about the draft. I just like talking about the draft with people. I like watching prospects. I like being right and wrong. We're all wrong sometimes. Most important thing when you evaluate the draft is to admit the things you've done wrong, which is why this is labeled misses are important, I think. Yep. So exactly. So it's I started doing this when I was kind of in high school because I liked watching prospects and stuff like that. And then when people told me that the things I said I was right about, I never said before, I started writing them down. And so I enjoy this. So follow me at Chabot Sports. Go check out ratings and things like that over on my website at Next Up CFB. And I enjoy talking with anybody. I'll be back here several times, hopefully.
Definitely.
Love working with everybody.
Newt, you want to let everybody know about Cheesehead TV and all the other things that you do?
Yeah, you can find almost all my content on Twitter at NFL Draft _Weston. As Jim said, I post all the links for the podcast I do with Cheesehead TV, who I've had the awesome opportunity of working with, and who I will also be contributing for their draft guide. It is Packer-centric, but we cover top 25 for each position, except like kicker and punter and fullback. So if you guys are looking for a solid draft guide, definitely check that out, because there's another podcaster on this show currently that will also be writing for them.
Owen.
Well, speaking of that, thank you, Newt, for parlaying that so nicely. I am doing the interior offensive line column for Cheesehead TV's draft guide, so I'm excited to get that on the way. Yes, it is going to be, there's a whole section about, how they're fit with the Packers, whatever, which as a Bills fan, I am very well authenticated to do that part of it. But we, other than that, you just get some regular write-ups for the top guys, and then you do a total list of all the other guys, which now is going to not involve Wendell Moe Jr., unfortunately. I am still heartbroken.
Did you already get your write-up for
devastating news?
Yes. Yeah, he had a write-up ready to go.
Oh, no.
I am upset about it for more reasons than one.
Oh, yeah, like he was getting day 2 grades, and he chose to go back to school.
He was
awesome. To be fair, Dante Moore was getting 2nd overall pick grades, and he went back to school for the sole purpose of not having to deal with Woody Johnson. So I see it.
But other than that, true. You can find me on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights here at 9 p.m. on the Mr. Relevant podcast. Tuesdays, I'm here with Jim and former Buffalo Bills offensive lineman Jerry Ostrowski talking about Buffalo Bills or other topics we choose to cover, especially me and Jerry did a whole series on just covering offensive linemen. And then as well as Wednesday nights here that you see me here with oftentimes a Newt. And as well over on YouTube at Weekly Huddle, as well as Twitter at Weekly Huddle, where you can find a bunch of my crazy takes and pining for Brandon Beane to draft Jay Sean Barham as their outside linebacker pick in like the 3rd or 4th round.
That's it. Love it.
Yes. And I want to say thank you to everybody that tuned in. Ryan Sparks, Randy in the chat. Thank you so much for the interaction. I want to remind everybody we do 32-person mock drafts every Friday at 7. And yes, we want you to sign up and we want you to participate. So it's there for podcasters. It's there for the followers of the channel. So we go every Friday night, we go 3 rounds and we'll cover about 100 players in 150 minutes. And the basic idea is you get to see kind of where different people have players graded, and we have a lot of fun. So if you have a chance to stop by on Friday night, that will be greatly appreciated. We also announced Epic Mock 26 which will be April 9th, 10th, and 11th. So if you have a podcast and you would like to represent a team, that is the criteria this year. So we don't just want people drafting for their team. We want you to draft for your team live on a podcast. And if you don't have a podcast, but you want to draft for your team, reach out to me because I am getting in touch with 32 podcasters for different teams to host. And I will connect people because that's what I do. But for Newt, Owen, Matt, myself, and the 110 people, the Draft Professor, thank you so much for tuning in. And we will see you on a podcast again tomorrow. Thank you, everybody.